Hello, welcome to episode 2.
Here's our blanket, excellent.
An asymmetrical twist. Dropping and sinking.
Notice how
So just notice. Joining us for the second episode next week. Namaste. Hello and welcome to episode 26 of Namaste Yoga. I'm so excited. We've made it to the half-year mark. It's been 6 months that we've been doing this for every week. So thank you so much for joining us each week and for doing your yoga each week with us. We really appreciate having you with us. Today I am joined by my friends Stephanie and Gail, and we are going to be continuing in our series of classes on the Hindu gods and goddesses, and we are working with Shakti today. And Shakti is the partner to Shiva. She incarnates as Pavarti to come in and be with Shiva, who we worked with last week. And Shakti is when Shakti comes in as a goddess, she's sort of like power and energy personified. She's known as the goddess of change and creativity. And so that's what we're going to be working with today. So why don't you guys go ahead and rest back and settle in a little bit. We'll start with a guided relaxation. Nice. Okay, so just begin to rest back and settle in and find your breath. Follow the breath as it comes in and out of the body. And start to notice how your body is feeling today. And then we're going to begin to center our thoughts around some of the characteristics of Shakti. Shakti is known as universal life force energy. So as you rest back here, just start to tune into your energy levels today. Noticing how you're feeling, where your energy is at, if you tend to drain your energy, or if you feel like you have an overabundance of energy that needs to be expressed in some way. Just noticing where your energy is at. And then let's begin to tune into some other aspects of Shakti. Shakti is known as the goddess of creativity in terms of, she's the divine feminine. And so it can be in terms of the ultimate in creative acts. If you think about the act of a woman being able to create life, it's in that respect in its purest form. But, we can all relate to creativity, whether male or female. And just think about what it is in your life that you're birthing right now. And then in the northern hemisphere here, we are in spring right now, and spring is a time of change, and Shakti is known as an agent of change, as the goddess of change as well. So just also becoming aware of changes that might be happening in your life right now. And then given those aspects of Shakti energy, just see what resonates with you most and what you need most from working with this in our class today, whether it being cultivating energy or connecting with your creative energy or connecting with the idea of change in some way, of transition and being in transition. And set an intention for your practice today of how your yoga could best serve you in your life right now. And when that feels ready and complete to you, then you can start to wiggle and stretch out a little bit. In terms of the body, we're going to work a lot today with opening the hips. This is the area of the second chakra, the area of our creative energy, also the area where we experience change. And in yoga, and specifically kundalini yoga, there's this belief that there is energy that lies dormant at the base of the spine that we can cultivate and release up the spine. So we're going to be working a lot in the hip area, and we're going to be working with releasing Shakti energy today. So we're going to begin with keyhole stretch. So if you want to just bend your knees, place your feet flat on the floor, and we'll cross the right leg over the left leg, really opening up that right knee nice and wide. And then you'll draw the left leg in, and you can hold on either on the hamstring or on the shin. And let your shoulders be nice and heavy here. Okay, and then you can release that side down, and we'll uncross the right leg, and we'll cross the left leg over the right leg. Good, and then draw that side into the chest. Okay, and then let's slowly release that down. And in my excitement about our half birthday, I forgot to tell you what props we would need today. So if you can grab yourself a strap and maybe some blocks and a blanket, that would be great. So you can just press pause and come on back. So get your straps. Oh, mine's at my head. And we're going to work with opening up the hips using the Reclined Leg Series here that we work with quite often, actually. So you'll place the loop of the strap around the right foot, drawing the right leg in with the left leg out long. And we often do this as a series of postures to open up the backs of the legs, which is fantastic for. But let's shift our focus a little bit today to thinking about dropping down through the back of the leg bone here, so that if your leg is vertical, then you're creating space at the back of the hip. You're thinking about that femur bone squishing down. If your leg is not quite vertical, then you're creating space up and at the top. And if it comes more than 90-degree angle, then you're creating space out towards the back. So it just depends on your flexibility here. But if you can just think about the leg grounding down through the back of the hip and creating space in the hip joint, that's what we're working with today. And then what we're going to do is take that right leg out to the side and become aware of the stretch across the front of the pelvis and into the inner leg here, as opening up the area on the front of the pelvis, and really rooting down and sinking through the left leg and the left side of the pelvis too. And then we'll bring that right leg back center, and we're actually going to cross it over without lifting the pelvis off the ground, keeping the back of the pelvis on the ground so that you're opening up the sides of the hips here. And we'll bring that leg back center, and I'll get you to lower it down. And I want you to just check in, and we always have a real consciousness of the difference between the two legs, because that's what feels probably the most obvious. But what if you tune into the subtler sensations of the feeling of the top of the right leg bone in the pelvis? Maybe if there's a feeling of more spaciousness or openness on the right side of the pelvis here. So just check in and see what you're noticing there. Okay, and then we'll get ready to do the left leg too. So we'll hook up that left foot and draw the left leg in, grounding down through the back of the left side of the pelvis. Then we'll open that left leg out to the side, keeping the right side of the pelvis really sinking and dropping. And then we'll bring that leg back center and start to cross that leg over the body, keeping the back of the pelvis heavy on the ground. Good, and then let's come back center, and we're going to release that leg, and we're going to come into a really nice recline posture here, where if you can bend both your knees and open them so the soles of the feet come together. And this is called Recline Goddess Pose. And this is a really good example of feminine versus masculine energy. So let's see, a masculine pose would be, I'm thinking of a whole series of poses like the sun salutations or warriors. These are very active, doing poses, creating heat in the body. And feminine poses are more passive. They're open, they're receiving, and they're cooling in the body. And so this is the example of this. And if you're doing this pose, you can feel a good stretch. There's no doubt about it. But just notice the quality and the character of it, how different it is from a doing pose to be in a more passive pose, where you're allowing things to happen rather than making things happen. So that is the difference with the masculine and feminine principles. And we're working with gods and goddesses. And Shiva we worked with last week is the masculine god, and Shakti is the feminine god. And the two cannot exist with each other. So you need the balance of the masculine and the feminine. So another thing that you could be considering bringing awareness to or thinking about during our podcast today is how you marry the masculine and feminine in your life and which one you're more comfortable with. So I know on the yoga mat, I'm very comfortable with more restorative feminine postures, and I use them to bring balance to my daily life. But in my daily life, I gotta admit, I'm pretty much more comfortable with doing and making things happen and really go. So just consider that, how you could create a better balance in your life between these masculine and feminine energies. Doesn't this feel good? You could do this. This is a great one to do in bed if you just stick a couple of pillows underneath your knees in bed. Okay. So from here, we're going to slowly bring those knees back center. And then we're going to do the opposite. And this is also another very yin pose. You know, it's the yin and the yang. So what we're going to do is half reclined hero's pose. And as you know, you need to be very careful of your knees in this pose, making sure you're feeling the stretch only in the belly of the muscle. If you have any knee issues on the inside of the knee, you're going to want to skip this one altogether. So let's internally rotate through the right leg, bring the right foot up alongside of the body. And you'll feel this. This is a big posture in the body, but notice how effort doesn't help you in these poses. It's the surrender that helps you in these poses. So we're really connecting with the feminine energy, the Shakti energy. So there's this kind of paradox even within feminine energy of the energy being receiving, passive, opening, and yet the feminine energy is the ultimate in creative power and being able to create life. So it's not a passive power that doesn't have any strength behind it. It's huge strength in receiving. And then we're going to slowly come out of that. And we'll do this on the other side. So we'll internally rotate through the left leg, bringing the left foot up along the side of the body and bringing the left knee toward the ground. And just bring some consciousness and awareness to the two sides of your body. Which side, I find it really interesting what side of my body cooperates more than the other. And in terms of masculine and feminine principles in the body, it's said that the right side of the body is masculine and the left side of the body is feminine. So you can just kind of think on that for a little bit too. What side is your hand issue again? Right. And that's like action being out in the world doing, right? And it's actually, yours is actually even a work-related thing, right? Okay. So let's slowly come out of that. And I wanted to do one more posture here. It's a little more symmetrical where we draw the knees in happy baby pose, so you can hold on to the outside edges of the feet. It would be totally fine to hold on to the tops of the feet or the inside of the feet too. Just see what feels good for you today. I've been really liking this hand position lately. See how much you can keep the back of the pelvis on the ground though. Often in class I see people really rolled up here, so see if you can sink down through the back of the pelvis. That probably has to do with some level of flexibility too, so just do what you can do. It also can be nice to kind of rock and move a little bit here too. Doesn't have to be a static stretch. But just see what feels good for you today. It might feel good to be still. Okay, so we'll release that. And you might want to just give your legs a little stretch and wiggle. And we're going to start to make our way up to kneeling. We're going to do some lunging. So I think we did this series before on Namaste Yoga. It's a favorite. You're going to bend both knees and roll to the side and make your way up to kneeling. Okay, so we're going to do a lot of lunging actually. And actually, if we all let's just turn around for this one, because then we'll be facing the camera. We're going to start by kneeling. You might want to double up your mat so there's more padding underneath your knees. But where we are here, this floor is really hard. Just depends on the surface where you are. You're going to kneel, and we'll walk the left leg through for a lunge. Okay? And we're going to start with really square hips and really thinking about sinking and dropping down through that left hip bone. How do your hips feel today, Gail? You can feel them? Yeah. Gail just did this class yesterday, so I was just checking how she's doing with that today. Okay, so here's the next part. We're going to take your hands to the inside of the left foot, and then you're going to walk over to your right knee. And when you walk over there, you're going to pick it up and you're going to come onto the inside of it and see you're also on the inside of your right foot. And then what you're going to do is squat towards your left heel. You feel that one, girls? Okay, and then we'll come back center. So your hips are squared off here, and we're going to just come forward to that lunge again. And you're going to wrap your left arm around your left leg, and you're going to internally rotate so your right hip comes towards the ground. And when you do that, you'll probably notice what I notice a lot in classes, that people's feet roll out to the left. You want to keep grounded in through the left side. Okay, and then come on back center, and we'll switch sides. So we'll bring the left knee back, And we're gonna walk the right leg through. How you guys doing so far, okay? The working with the hips tends to be really intense, right? Feels intense sensation. So, Shakti was pretty intense goddess. Okay, walk the right leg through. Okay, and then we're going to take our hands to the inside of the right foot. You're going to walk your hands over to your left knee. And you're going to come onto the inside of the left knee and the inside of the left foot. Yep. No, not on that side. Can you bend your knee more? Your back one. If you bend this knee more, that'll help you. Yeah. So if this is, okay, this works both ways. If this is challenging, you can bend your back knee more. And if you need more, you can straighten out the back leg more. So if that's kind of intense, Gail, you can bend the back knee more because yours is pretty straight. Well, almost more. You're like, just get me out of here. Like that. See how that takes a little bit of pressure off? Yeah. So that's a great way to ease it off a little bit. And then as you're working more in the pose, you can, go towards more of a straight leg. Okay, so that's long enough. Come back center. Square off those hips again. Okay, and then let's wrap the right arm around the right leg. And we're going to internally rotate toward it and stretch out the outside of the left hip now. Really connecting to the inside of the right foot here. Great. And then come back center and step back into a down dog. So come into downward facing dog. Great. Okay, great. So down dog is probably feeling really nice after that lunge series. And we're going to come from down dog into pigeon now. And you may want to straighten out your mats, but it might not be that big of an obstacle. So we'll take the right leg up. And then we're going to bend the right leg through, reaching long back through the left leg, okay? And we're going to do this as a forward folding posture. Okay, and let's just see. Okay, actually, both of you guys are a good example of this. So you want to have your hips square, which you're both doing a really nice job of. And you can prop here. So you can see, you can always just fill the space. Yeah, and then you could really rest there. How's that feel? Better? Yeah. This might be a little big for you, little Stephanie. I was telling Gail you were petite. She's petite, isn't she? I think Stephanie's the only person so far that's needed a small t-shirt. And then it was funny because Gail and I stood beside each other last night so I could figure out what size t-shirt to bring her, and I thought Gail was taller than me. And she's not. It's funny. I just thought it was so funny what your perception is on these things. Okay, let's step back into down dog. Great. Good. And I love how Gail's mat matches our logos exactly. We're gonna have to all get those mats next, matching purple mat. Okay, so let's bring the left leg up, and you're gonna bring the left leg through for pigeon on the other side. Actually, I'm going to go around and prop and stuff again. Yeah, no problem. Oops. Okay, and then step back into down dog again, or any pose that you might want to do to stretch out the legs any bit more that you need to before we're going to do a series of seated postures. And while these guys are doing down dogs, I'm going to show you some options for the Spinal Energy series that we're going to do. And this is a modified version of the Spinal Energy series from Kundalini Yoga, and it's a great one to move energy up the spine. So most of them you could do from all fours. Anything that we're doing, if you're doing them from all fours, you want to just be really careful that you're not snapping the head all around, okay, because you'll hurt your neck. You could also do these seated in a chair. That would be another great way to do it if sitting cross-legged isn't accessible for you. We're going to be here for a while, give you breaks, but we are going to be sitting cross-legged for a while. So if you want to come and sit cross-legged, now you'll probably notice that you tend to cross your legs one way all the time. So it's good when you do this series to change up the way that you cross your legs too. So we're going to start with the base of the spine, and you're going to hold on to the ankles, and we're going to inhale, tip the pelvis forward, and exhale, round the pelvis back. So it's inhale, tip forward, and exhale back. Okay, and then inhale, center. We're going to turn the palms up on your knees, and just, I want you to tune into what you're noticing in your spine at the very base of the spine. And also, since we've worked like tailbone up just a little bit, just notice how the rest of the spine feels compared to the parts that we haven't worked yet. Okay, and then the next piece, you're going to place your hands palms down on the knees, and you're going to circle. So you're going to move from the navel. You're going to inhale, circle around in front, and exhale, circle around in the back. Inhale, circling around in front, and exhale around in the back. This one's often called scraping the peanut butter jar. So imagine your torso getting all the peanut butter out of the jar. Could be a honey jar too. We're going to circle the other way. And then inhale and center. Turn your palms up and just check in, noticing what's happening, feeling the energy in the body, noticing what you're feeling in the spine, just becoming aware of the effect that the series has had on you so far. So the next piece we're going to do is we're going to take the fingers to the front of the shoulders and the thumbs to the back. How does that feel in your body? It's okay? Yeah, so generally you want your elbows up in line with the shoulders, but Stephanie's working with an injury, so the elbows could be down lower. You could do that. You could even just cross the arms over the body for this one. So it's like a washing machine. You inhale to the left and exhale to the right. Does that feel better to do it that way? Yeah. So inhale, exhale. And inhale in the center. Exhale. Okay, just checking in, noticing again, feeling energy around the body, feeling the energy along the spine. Okay, and then probably you guys are ready for a bit of a stretch in the legs. So maybe take your legs out and have a little stretch. You might want to just shake your booty. Okay. Feel good? Can you continue seated? This is, the more you practice yoga, the more this pose in yoga is called easy pose, which I think is so, it's so interesting because in our Western culture, it's not easy to sit like this. So the more you practice the yoga, more hip openers, more the legs release, the easier it is to sit like this. And it is something that comes over time. So you want to just stick with it. It'll happen. So the next piece, we're moving up to the heart center, and it's that same cat-cow movement. So you're exhaling and you're drawing the heart back, and you're inhaling and you're bringing the heart forward. And the idea here is that the arms stay straight and the shoulders stay down and relax. So exhale, round, inhale, extend. And then inhale, back center, exhale, just feel the spine, the energy in the body, just noticing what's happening for you. Okay, so the next piece is you inhale the shoulders up and you exhale and you drop them down. So Stephanie's going like, nah, no way, I'm not doing that, right? So then we like to modify this one by doing a roll the shoulders back and down. So you breathe in when the shoulders are up and you breathe out as you roll them back and down if you're going to choose to do that. And you can do it nice and slow at a pace that isn't going to hurt you. Now, you need to feel how things feel in your own body, because I have to say, as somebody who dealt with whiplash shoulder injury for years, this one always felt really good for me. So check it out, but listen to your own inner guidance about what feels good and what's right for you today. Okay, so we'll start with inhale up, exhale, drop down. Inhale, draw the shoulders up, suspend the breath if that's safe in your body. And you're going to exhale whenever is appropriate for you. And then we're going to circle the head around 5 times one way. So you circle around down in front, and then you bring the head just straight across the top. You don't want to take it behind. And then we'll do 5 times the other way. And then bring the head up center and just notice how you feel. I always feel like I'm kind of buzzing after that. You guys? Notice the difference in the energy. Yeah, that's that Shakti energy that we've brought up. Okay, we're going to make our way up to standing. From standing, what we're going to do is take the legs nice and wide with the toes turned out and the knees facing over top of the toes, okay? So you don't want your knees rolling in, you want them rolling out. It would be good to be in shorts here or something, but I don't think any of us are prepared for that yet. It's just spring. We're not ready for shorts yet. Okay, palms are turned down. And what we're going to do is a short little vinyasa that my friend Ninka made up. And some of you know Ninka, she's on the podcast. She usually comes on the first Friday of the month. And she covered one for me while I was away. So Ninka made this one up. We're going to inhale. You're going to bring your arms up to the side. You're going to exhale, turn the palms up. Then you're going to inhale, take the arms overhead. And exhale, you're going to bring the hands down for a Goddess Victory Squat. And when you do this, you want to pull the knees way back as far as you can. And you're going to inhale up and exhale down. Okay, so I'm going to show you this way. You guys can stay facing that way. So we'll inhale the arms up to the side. Exhale, turn the palms up. Inhale the arms overhead, and then you're going to exhale, do that squat, and you want to keep the knees back. And you probably notice, well, I can notice on this one, I'm in a better position, and I actually just brought my feet a little bit closer together. My knees aren't coming forward as much. So, like, Gail, your knees are coming forward a bit here. So if you bring your feet together, you'll probably, see how it's easier to bring your knees back? Yeah, that's good. Really good. And then inhale up. And exhale down. Let's do one more like that. I think as soon as you turn this way on the mat, you feel like you could use the whole mat up, right? Okay, inhale the arms up. Exhale, flip. Inhale overhead. Exhale, squat. Keep the tushy tucked and the knees way back. Inhale up. And exhale down. I know I said that was the last one, but we're just going to do one more. Inhale up. Exhale. Inhale overhead. Exhale, squat. Inhale, reach up. And exhale, lower down. Great. Okay. So just shake those legs out a little bit. And we're going to come into pigeon again, this time a back bending version. Can I get a time? How much time do we have left? Okay, yeah, pigeon. So let's inhale, take a big deep breath up. We're going to exhale, fold forward, and we'll step the right foot back and the left foot back for down dog. And then let's take the right leg up, and we'll bend the right leg through, and you're gonna line up the right heel with the left hip bone, and we're gonna do a back bending version of that pose with the spine upright as much as you can with the flexibility of your spine today, keeping the tail tucked to make sure the low back stays long so there's no crunching or compressing in the low back. Okay, so now this is our little trick. We had fun with this in class last night. What we're going to do is take the left leg from behind. You're going to bring it around, all the way around, round in front of you, and cross it all the way over for cow's face pose. And in cow's face pose, eventually your knees will stack up one on top of each other. Great, and then we're going to twist. Doesn't matter which way because we'll go both ways. And then we're going to twist the other way. Okay, and then come back center. And you're going to inhale here, you're going to exhale, fold forward here, stay rooted through the sit bones at the back. Okay, and then we're going to do cow's face on the other side, and this is kind of a little trick of how you can get to the other side. It's kind of fun. Did you do this last night? Okay, good. See your camera ready. You're on the spot, darling. Okay, so you're going to lift up. You're going to turn, and you'll end up with the other leg on top. Oh, chickening out there. That was not very Shakti goddess power energy of you. But effective, yes. But didn't you like that? Was very Shakti actually with the twisting of the, yeah. Rotate, twist, yeah. Yeah, the first time you do it, you think, this is never going to work out, right? Yeah. And then the second time, it's like putting a corkscrew in a bottle of wine. No problem. Okay, twist the other way. And then back center, and we're going to fold forward here. And then slowly up. Actually, that's feeling really good after doing that all week. There's benefit and repetition. Okay, so let's give a little shake out. And how much time? 2 minutes. Okay, we're going to finish seated because we only have 2 minutes of tape left. So just come to a seated position. We'll finish with the Shakti Mudra. If you interlace the fingers with the palms up. So just cross a little bit like this, and then the palms stay turned up. Yeah. So just a slight, not bringing the webs of the hands all the way together, just a slight interlace. And then that's going to rest at the level of your power, your third chakra. Okay, and then you can take some nice deep breaths in and out. And just reflecting back on the practice today and noticing what stood out for you as you connected with your Shiva energy, the divine feminine power, universal energy behind every living thing on our planet. Notice how you connected with it today, what resonated for you. Was it the energy, the creative energy, or Shakti is an agent of change? Or maybe it was that interconnection of the divine masculine and feminine principles in your life. So when you notice what stood out for you most, just take a moment to consider how you'll carry that with you out into your life this week. How are you going to engage with Shakti this week in your everyday life? And then when that feels right, let's take the hands to the heart in prayer position. And we'll finish by greeting each other with Namaste. Namaste. Thank you for joining us for episode 26 of Namaste Yoga, our 6-month anniversary. I hope you have a wonderful week, and we'll see you next week.